Hello, gorgeous. I am tackling a tag that Kathy A did, I guess this morning earlier, called 21 Questions. I have them written down here. First question, number 1, what is your birthday? August 19th, which is also the day the Beatles came to Houston in 1965. Number 2, what are 3 of your favorite colors? For wearing, I really love red and black, and for looking at, I really love orange. What are 3 of your favorite quotes? I did write these down. First one is, it is difficult to free fools from the chains they revere. And that's a quote by Voltaire. Number 2, we do not see things as they are, we see things as we are. And that's a quote from Anais Nin. And the third one is from Arnold Schopenhauer. Compassion for animals is intimately connected with goodness of character, and it may be confidently asserted that he who is cruel to animals cannot be a good man. And boy, do I agree with that. Number 4, are you addicted to YouTube? Yeah, kind of, sort of. Number 5, what are 3 of your favorite shows, TV or YouTube or both? Okay, I'm going to do TV, but I'm going to do this twice. I'm going to do this current favorite TV shows and favorite TV shows of all time. My favorite TV shows, 3 favorite of all time are Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, and China Beach. My current 3 favorite TV shows are Project Runway, American Horror Story, and I may not have another one. I do like Rachel Maddow, her new show on MSNBC. Number 6, what are 3 qualities you like in a best friend? Intelligence, a sense of humor, and loyalty. Number 7, do you like your name? So-so. I like my middle name a lot. It's Len, L-E-N, which is after my Uncle Leonard, who was the love of my life. Number 8, if you had the choice to pick your own name, what would it be? Well, see, that's it. My parents were floating several options. Cynthia, I don't know why. Melissa, my mother liked Melissa a lot. And for 9 months, until my adoption papers were signed, called me Missy. But my father was not persuaded. And they thought about naming me after my grandmother, whose name was Adelaide. But they were afraid my nickname would be Addie. And, I protest. My nickname would have been Lady, L-A-D-I-E. So, anyway, no one ever called my grandmother Addie. They called her Lydia. But anyway, Adelaide, that would be my name if I could pick it for myself. By the way, I seem to be getting sick again. I'm barely well, but my eyes are running, my nose is running, I'm sneezing, and post-nasal drip. So, pardon me while I take a sip. Number 9, what is your dream? To have my home exactly the way I'd like it, which is nothing fancy, just the way I like it. Let's see. Number 10, do you wear makeup? Duh. Yes. Number 11, if you could write a book, what would the title be and what would it be about? I started writing a book once. I didn't get very far and I abandoned it. But it was going to be about a female serial killer, of which there are not many. And what it was she was kind of fat and had a best friend who was gay. And he succumbed to AIDS. And she went kind of nuts and started going around to the gay bars and killing all the men that she either knew or suspected that he had slept with in an effort to kill the person who infected him. And the book was going to be called Fag Hag. And I ultimately decided that it was in really poor taste and didn't do it. Number 12, what makes you cry? Sad movies, extreme stress, and yeah, cruelty to animals. What makes you angry? This is number 13, willful ignorance. Number 14, what makes you happy? I love going out for a really good meal with someone who I really enjoy talking to. So yeah, going out with a good friend for a good meal. And makeup and directing. Okay. Number 15, what is fangirling? Okay, I had to look this up and I don't quite know why this is here, but it's apparently somebody who's like a fan of an actor or somebody to the point of maybe obsession. And so fangirling is how they react when they see the object of their affection. Okay, whatever. Number 16, what are your 3 favorite snacks? Almonds, peanuts, and pistachios. Number 17, what are your 3 favorite foods? Oh, okay. Sushi. Pasta. Oh, and great big Greek salad. 3 favorite drinks. Okay, diet root beer, celestial seasoning, apple cinnamon tea, herb tea, and coffee. Number 19. Tell us a little about yourself. At least 10 random facts. Okay. I better keep a little piece of paper here and make sure I do 10 of them. Okay. I'm from Houston, Texas. I think you know that I was adopted at birth. And in the late 90s, I found my birth family in Mississippi, and that is why I live in Mississippi now, to be near my birth family. That's 3. Number 4, I have an associate's degree in theater, a bachelor's in directing, and a master's in directing. And in the late 80s, I decided I wanted to go to Japan to teach English. So I started studying Japanese and went back to school and started working on a master's in linguistics. But I got married and didn't end up doing that. Okay, that's 5. Random facts. Okay, I worked in classical radio for 3.5 years. And for the first year, I was the receptionist. For the second year, I was the traffic director, which is the person who schedules the commercials. For the third year, I was program guide editor, and the last half a year, I was program director. And then for part of the time in there, over the first and second year, I was an announcer or DJ. for about a year, one night a week, midnight till dawn. And for a year, at some point else in there, I produced a weekly program called Who Is It?, which was a Guess the Mystery Composer sort of program. What else is interesting about me? My adoptive father was a policeman, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it or not, but I am and have always been interested in true crime, and consider myself to be an amateur ripperologist. I've read, it would be impossible to read all the books that have been written about Jack the Ripper, but I would say I've read at least 30. And I have a bit of an interest also in Lizzie Borden, but I've read, I guess, books about, how you say this, most of the major serial killers, which is why I wanted to write, a fiction book, I think, about a serial killer with that odd bent. So I guess you could say maybe I have a little bit of a dark side. Number 8, this is back to music again. I love, 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 love music, and I'm really kind of sensitive to music. It can lift me up or bring me down, so I have to be very careful with what I listen to. It really does have a profound effect on my mood. Was that number 8? I hope so. Number 9, I've only been married once. You've heard me speak of Richard, who I married when I was 33. I met Richard. Richard was, he's not anymore, he was an actor, and he was in a production of, I can't remember the name of it. It's an Agatha Christie. And I was the English dialect coach. And so that's how I met him. He didn't need much help. His English dialect was fine. But Richard is having some problems with deafness, and makes it hard to act when you can't hear the other actor on stage and hear your cues and so on. He was in the Air Force, and in Amarillo during basic training, they had them one day do target practice without earphones, just cotton in their ears, and he's never been the same. But anyway, yeah, so we got married when I was 33, and we got divorced just after 20 years of marriage. But my feeling is that if you're with somebody 20 years, they must have something to recommend themselves. So he is still one of my very best friends, and is my kind of part-time roommate because he's doing work on his house, and sometimes that leaves it in the condition that's kind of hard to live in for pieces of time. So he's here a lot. And number 10, I'm a huge animal lover, especially dogs. I love kitties too, but I'm allergic to them, so as much as I love them, I can't have them anymore. But over the course of our married life, Richard and I rescued 9 cats and 9 dogs, and since then Richard has rescued 2 more, and I've rescued 2 more. So, big dog lover. And for a while we also volunteered at a shelter in Godley, Texas, which is near where we were living in Fort Worth, called Home at Last Animal Haven. And we would go to PetSmart on the weekends and adopt out the animals, and our job would be to walk the dogs and clean the cages afterward, and I guess that's it. Wow, I hope that was remotely interesting. Number 11, bonus. I'm a bookworm. Okay. No, let's move that to the next question. Number 20, what are 3 fun things you like to do? Read. Number 2, I love to quilt. To me, that's fun. And number 3, fun thing I like to do. I love Trivial Pursuit. I really do. I love that. And number 21, tag 3 people do this. No, no. I'm tagging everybody. Everybody who wants to do this, do this. This was fun. I hope it wasn't totally boring. Anyway, that's a little something about me. Love y'all. Bye.